Oh, wait till you have a boy, wait till you have a boy. I potty trained both of them before the age of 2. So let's try to potty train him. Trust me, you guys, it is a marathon and it is not a sprint. And here we are 2 years later. We're back with another potty training video. I have officially a 3-year-old and a almost 2-year-old. So my son is gonna be 2 in November, my daughter's gonna be 4 in January, and I potty trained both of them before the age of 2. So this is gonna be a video basically explaining everything of what worked for me, the technique I used, products that I liked, everything, an entire breakdown, because you guys want to know. When I was on here telling you guys that I potty trained my daughter before the age of 2, everyone was telling me, oh, wait till you have a boy, wait till you have a boy, because boys are so much harder than girls. And I got pregnant, found out it was a boy, and I did the same exact approach and it worked again. So this is everything that worked for me. I'm not gonna say this is gonna work for everyone, but with potty training my son, I didn't take a specific approach. It was really a mix of several different approaches. So I didn't have any signs from him that he was ready to be potty trained. I just woke up one day and I was like, let's try to potty train him. And it wasn't anything crazy. So I know there's like parent-led potty training, child-led potty training. There's like a boot camp, a 3-day one. There's so many different types of potty training styles that you can do. I use the same potty chair that I use for my daughter. It's the Baby Bjorn potty chairs. I just really like those because I keep one in the trunk of my car. I keep one in my house. I said this, I believe, in my last video a couple years ago too. The most important tip I have for you is keep a potty chair in your car. It's a necessity. You have to in order to stay on top of it. I feel like that's the easiest way to potty train your toddler. And so the first pee of the morning, I attempted to do that, but that didn't end up working for us. I don't know about you guys, but once you start having multiple kids, you realize that not every kid is the same. So my son, that first pee of the morning, he's actually really grumpy, and that was not a good time to start with him. So I actually tried to do the second pee of the morning. So I would try to catch that time, and that seemed to work for him because he was fed, he was awake, and he was ready to go. So that's just what worked for him. And for my daughter, I was able to use that first pee in the morning. So we kind of started there. I feel like consistency is one of those things that is really going to help you here, because if you're not consistent, your kid is not going to be consistent with just simply going to the bathroom. So once I kept bringing him to the toilet every single morning at this time, it became something more that he expected and he knew that was going to come. Like, okay, after breakfast time, she's going to sit me on the toilet. And also I forgot to mention that as soon as he woke up, I would take his diaper off immediately. So even if he had an accident, it would just help him make that mind to connection that, oh, I'm going to the bathroom. So if he started to pee, he would look down and realize like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom. And it only took a couple times of him doing that before he would kind of like do some signs of like, I have to go to the bathroom. Like I would ask him, potty, do you have to go potty? And then I would take him, and some days I would get lucky and be like, oh wow, we caught it. But that was just one of the signs that worked for us in the beginning. So now let's talk about reinforcements. A lot of people like to use positive reinforcements for their kids. So for some kids, you can say, I'll give you some candy if you go to the bathroom. That, again, did not work for my son. And I kind of didn't want to use that method of like always using candy. Again, if that's what works for you, that's totally fine. But I was just encouraging him over and over and over again to use the bathroom. And then my daughter would actually say, come on, brother, like, watch me, I'm going to the bathroom. Like, so she would kind of encourage him too. So that was something that I thought was really sweet. So when you're on the go and you're doing things with your second kid, or even if it's your only kid, this is when I would offer him to go to the bathroom. So if we would just go on walks outside, I would do little walks around our apartment and then come back inside the apartment and offer him to go to the bathroom again. Or if we were at the park, since I had that toilet, before we would get out the car, I would say, do you have to go to the bathroom? And a lot of times, if your kid is really young, they might not understand fully, but just speaking to them as if they do, because most likely they do, you just sit them on there again, and I would always just pay attention to the signs that he gave me. If he was ever mad or fighting with the toilet, I never wanted to force him to sit on the toilet, because obviously you want them to have a really good relationship with using the bathroom. You don't want them to hate using the bathroom. So in order to avoid tantrums and, you know, just that really negative space of the bathroom, because a lot of kids are even scared of the big toilet and things like that, I would just really encourage you to make the bathroom a positive place. Now, real quick, I did want to take a quick break to show you guys the type of pull-ups that I use. These are the coterie, the pant diapers, which is essentially like their pull-ups. I love their diapers. I love their pull-up version of their diaper. I feel like these are the cleanest, most gentle diapers that you can use. My son has the most sensitive skin ever. I've even tried to find a cheaper alternative to these diapers because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these are some premium quality diapers, and his skin broke out and it just wasn't a good time for him. And I went back to these and it always just worked for us, and he really loves these. So let me just show you guys real quick what they look like. They're just a plain white pull-up style diaper. They're super soft, super absorbent, and they have like the tear off tabs too if you want to tear them off and reconnect them. I also really love that they have a wetness indicator on them so that you can see when they use the bathroom. But these are the only diapers that I will use forever probably because they're just the best. Truly, I mean that. I also have a code to save you guys some money if you guys want to try it. You don't have to use my code. You can use anyone's code. There's tons of affiliate codes out there. But if you use my code MAMAFEE, I'll put it on the screen if you guys want to check it out. It will save you a little bit of money on your first purchase with Coterie. So these are a really good transition if you're looking to move from diapers to more of a pull-up style diaper, if that makes any sense. But after these, I would move into a potty training underwear. So they have some of these potty training type of underwear where they basically have a absorbent layer in them where it won't catch a ton of pee, but it also won't let the pee run straight down their leg. But my favorite style of underwear for my son are like these Hanes underwear. They are so perfect because they fit his waist really nice, and I feel like they're just really comfortable for him. They're 100% cotton, but I use basically all three of these. So if I feel like I'm gonna be somewhere that is out of our element for a really long time, I will take these and pack these just in case. And then I'll even use these overnight if I have to, but sometimes I'll put him in a diaper just because I'm not potty training him overnight. I feel like that will come over time. One day, Amina just woke up and wasn't peeing in the bed overnight anymore. So I feel like that just comes second nature when you're doing this whole potty training journey. And trust me, you guys, it is a marathon and it is not a sprint. I feel like I have tried the boot camp like potty training styles and you're exhausted, your kid is exhausted, everyone's hangry, cranky, all of the above. So now I want to give you guys a little bit of a rough guideline of what our day and our routine kind of looks like from start to finish basically. So I'm going to try to run through this really quick. But essentially when he wakes up from the morning, I will take off his diaper, I will pull his pajama pants back up. So essentially he'll be like bare bottom. And don't get me wrong, accidents still happen. Your kids aren't perfect. Even my daughter will have accidents occasionally. It's just going to happen. They're not going to just be never having accidents ever again, but just be really patient, be really kind with yourself and understanding. So after he wakes up in the morning, like I said, we will do the first potty break after breakfast. So he's happy, he's relaxed, we'll do that. And then we usually go out to the park or something like that. So then this is when I'll put either a pull-up on him or I'll either just put underwear on him depending on the day and just kind of how he's feeling or how long we're going to be out. If I know we're only going to be at the park for like an hour, which isn't too long, but it's just enough, I feel like, just to kind of push the limit a little bit, I will put him in underwear and he usually does really great, but I always pack a change of clothes. And for me, it's kind of worth that risk. I feel like you have to give your kids that chance to do good and kind of feel what it feels like to be outside their home without a diaper on, if that makes sense. Obviously, whenever we are at the park, I will only ask him like a couple times, but I'll say, do you have to go to the bathroom? Do you have to potty? And sometimes it clicks for him. He's like, oh yeah, I do have to go. And then I'll take him, run to the car real quick, and he'll go to the bathroom. We come back and we'll keep playing. And then once we come back home, it's usually nap time between 12:30 and 1. I'll take him to the bathroom again, and then he'll either go or he doesn't. Just depends on what he's drinking to that day. And then he'll go again, and then I'll put him in a pull-up. And lately, he's been waking up dry. So as soon as he wakes up, I'll go in there, grab him, and I try not to let him be standing there for a long time because he'll go to the bathroom. So I'll grab him, and then I'll take him to the bathroom. Sometimes he's a little cranky, but I try to encourage it, and he usually goes. And then we'll get up, get a snack, and then we'll move into the second half of our day. And then we kind of repeat this process over and over again until bedtime. And then right before bed, we do the same thing, encourage him to go to the bathroom. We'll read books before bed, he'll lay down, and it repeats all over again. Okay, next, let's talk about your potty chair location. Now, I don't know about you guys and how your home is set up, but wherever is a convenient spot for your toddler to see the toilet, put your potty seat there. And don't put it there for a long time. I would say maybe a week or so, but just a place where they can connect those dots and see it and say like, oh yeah, like I should try to go to the bathroom. But if the potty chair is tucked away in the bathroom and they just don't even see it, you might even forget. Heck, if you're forgetting, they're gonna forget. So just bring it in the living room, and it's just gonna help everyone to remember that, oh yeah, they need to use the bathroom. So I would say do that until you get a little bit into a groove, and then slowly move it over to the bathroom so that it's a little bit easier for them. And that's what I did for my son. And next I want to say, make sure you and your partner are on the same terms when it comes to potty training, because me and Garrett have already talked about potty training. So whenever I'm gone, he's doing the same things that I would do if I were home with the kids. And if one parent is on one side, another parent's over here, and you guys aren't doing the same thing, sometimes that can be really confusing for your kid. So just make sure that you guys are on the same team when it comes to potty training. It's gonna make your lives a lot easier. Okay, I do want to talk about too the differences between potty training a girl and potty training a boy, because everyone said that it's going to be so different, and they were warning me and things like that, but it wasn't really that different for me, because I feel like they had a lot of things that were very similar. I feel like when you start potty training any kid, it's just going to be a lot of accidents, a lot of cleanups, and a lot of patience that is required, and that's exactly what it was. It was the same things, but I had my fair share of accidents. But once I feel like it clicks for them, it just clicks for them. But I would say with my son, boys, just when they're peeing, I feel like sometimes they're just not fully there. Like they don't even realize that they're just peeing. It just happens, and they're like, oh, I'm peeing, and it's just really calm and relaxed. But with my daughter, you know, when she used to go to the bathroom on herself and she would have an accident, she would freak out sometimes, and she would just be like crying and really upset. So I would say that's the main difference, but that just could be a personality thing. It might not even be a boy versus girl thing, but that's just was the main difference in my experience. And on TikTok, a couple moms were telling me that their kids were scared of the toilet, or they had a fear of using the big toilet. So I would also encourage that too. I forgot to bring that up in my first video that I did a couple years ago, but I do also bring my son and put him on the big toilet as well. We just have one of those like little potty seats that sits on top of your toilet so that they don't fall through, and it has handles too so they can kind of keep themselves up. But this is also a good thing to practice, because you don't want your kid to have a fear of the big toilet. And so whenever I know he's about to go poop, I will take him on the big toilet just so it's easier to clean out. You don't have to do it every time, but just use a little bit of both, because you don't want them to be stuck on only using their potty chair and then never using bigger toilets anywhere else. So I do a little bit of both, and of course just transition to that at your own time. But I always encourage like other moms that I talk to try to use both. But that is pretty much it, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below. I will try my best to answer every single comment or question I get, and I will link everything per usual down below. So I'll link the diapers, the potty chair that I'm using, and even the one that I use on our big toilet, and also the underwear that I'm using with my son right now. So thank you again for being here. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to give this a thumbs up because that really helps me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.